From changing his physical form to changing his religion, and from joining an enemy nation's army to rising to the rank of major, we look at the life of one of India's greatest spies, Ravindra Kaushik. Sometimes being a spy is cool, and all like we've seen in the movies. But sometimes things can take a dark turn, and before you know it, you're in some prison getting the lights beat out of you. Today our video briefly takes you through the life of Ravindra Kaushik. Without wasting any more time, let's begin. Black Tiger. Espionage in another nation is hardly something that should surprise anyone. But joining another country's army for espionage is truly startling. Ravindra Kaushik made this possible, making him one of India's greatest spies of all time. This Black Tiger is the inspiration for Malay Krishnadar's book Mission to Pakistan, an intelligence agent in Pakistan, published 2 decades ago. Ravindra Kaushik also influenced Salman Khan's 2012 film Ek Tha Tiger. It is also speculated that Rajkumar Kumar Gupta may direct Kaushik's biography, in which Salman Khan will reprise his part. But what is the real story behind India's greatest spy? Humble beginnings. Ravindra Kaushik was born on April 11, 1952, in the Rajasthan border district of Sriganganagar. This youngster was still in his teens during the Indo-Pak War of 1965. As he entered his adolescence, he became a witness to the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War. As a result, patriotism was instilled in him from a young age. Because my father was an officer in the Air Force, I inherited the desire to die for my country. Kaushik had his early schooling at a government school in Sriganganagar. After intermediate, he enrolled at S.D. Bahani College for a B.A. Ravindra Kaushik enjoyed acting and impersonation. He also took part in the National Theatrical Festival at Lucknow when he was 21 years old. It was also a coincidence that he joined the Indian intelligence organization R&AW, Research and Analysis Wing. An R&AW executive is alleged to have seen his performance in a play when he was still in college. The officer was impressed by Kaushik's spirited performance, which established the groundwork for Kaushik's entree into the realm of espionage. Kaushik told his father one day after finishing that he was heading to Delhi to look for work. At the age of 23, he joined R&AW. He underwent 2 years of intense training with R&AW after arriving in Delhi. He could already communicate in Punjabi. He was taught Urdu during his training. Muslim etiquette was taught. Pakistan's history and geography were formed in the heart and intellect. He was taught all he needed to know in order to live in Pakistan as a Pakistani. Kaushik was known for his ability to pick up new skills quickly. During training, he quickly learned that he knew more about Pakistan than the ordinary Pakistani. He was initially sent to Dubai and Abu Dhabi for a period of time. He enjoyed theater and performed in several theater productions. That is what drew the attention of the National Intelligence Agency to him. According to sources, he was officially inducted into the Research and Analysis Wing after completing his degree. He acquired Urdu and Pakistani topography as part of his 2-year training in Delhi. He also studied Islamic texts and apparently underwent circumcision to pass himself off as a Muslim. It must have been grueling. Soon after, Kaushik was assigned to a mission to Pakistan. Ravindra Kaushik changed his name to Nabi Ahmed Shakir to help him fit right into the Muslim community. He subsequently went on to earn a degree in law from Karachi University. Mission to Pakistan. He joined the Pakistan Army as a commissioned officer and rose through the ranks to the rank of major. Ravindra Kaushik spent the final 18 years of his life in several Pakistani jails, subjected to brutal abuse. He endured the heinous tortures for the rest of his life, but the truth buried in his heart was kept hidden. If those secrets had been released, the Indian intelligence network would have been stunned, and India would have suffered a significant blow. When he was apprehended, he was sentenced to death in Pakistan. The sentence was eventually reduced to life imprisonment in a Pakistani cell. Before he died, Kaushik wrote that the last 2 years of his life were the most unpleasant. While in prison, he became afflicted with tuberculosis, from which he eventually died. Duty to country, duty to family. From 1979 until 1983, Kaushik worked as a spy for R&AW against Pakistan. Kaushik dedicated his youth and most of his life to his country, India. With everything he suffered while in Pakistan, both physically and emotionally, he still loved his country. Even after his death, his body was not returned to India from Pakistan. There have been charges leveled against the Indian government that the authorities abandoned him when Kaushik was apprehended in Pakistan. There was no attempt to save him. However, the fact is that when a spy is captured, they frequently have no place to call home. This is the harsh truth of the spy world. This is the way it is done all across the globe. R&AW deleted all official Indian records relating to Ravindra Kaushik in 1975. Kaushik was given a new name and identity, Nabi Ahmed Shakir, a Pakistani citizenship, and an address in Islamabad. Circumcision was also performed. He was deported to Pakistan with a new name and identity. After moving to Pakistan, Ravindra Kaushik, alias Nabi Ahmed Shakir, earned his LLB from Karachi University. After studying law as a commissioned officer in the Department of Military Accounts, he joined the Pakistani Army. Kaushik decided to join the military because he thought it would make his job easier, as access to classified information is given to Pakistani Army personnel. Ravindra Kaushik supplied all such private and sensitive information while serving in the Pakistani Army. It would be of immense importance to India. At the time, tensions between the two countries were at an all-time high. Whatever sinister plot Pakistan devised against India, India would have known about it in advance, and the neighbors' ruse would have failed. In the Indian defense circle, Kaushik became known as the Black Tiger. According to legend, he was given this name by then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi herself. The best-laid plans up in flames. Kaushik completed his education in Pakistan while concealing his true name, joined the army there, and dispatched many intelligence agents from within the country to India. However, his secret was disclosed in 1983, although not by his own doing. Actually, R&AW dispatched another spy, Inyat Masih, to contact Kaushik. Masih was caught by Pakistani intelligence operatives and broke down during questioning. He also exposed Major Nabi Ahmed Shakir's secret. Pakistani officials requested that Masih summon Ravindra Kaushik to a park. When Kaushik arrived at the park in response to Masih's summons, he was detained on espionage accusations. He was 29 years old at the time. Torture was used over the following 2 years. It was also offered that he would be released free if he divulged sensitive intelligence on the Indian soldiers. Kaushik was tortured but did not open his mouth. In 1985, he was condemned to death, which was eventually commuted to life in prison. At various periods, Ravindra Kaushik was held at Sialkot, Kot Lakpat, and Mianwali jails. He was brutally tormented in all of these prisons and soon became afflicted with tuberculosis from the torments he endured. In November 2001, he died of tuberculosis and a heart attack. Pakistani authorities refused to send his body back to India, and his father died of a heart attack from the shock of his son's death. With love from Pakistan. According to the Telegraph, when imprisoned in Pakistan, Kaushik used to covertly send letters to his family. He was greatly disturbed by the way in which he was abandoned by the government of India following his incarceration. In one such letter, he expressed his anguish, asking, "Is this what those who suffer for a huge country like India get?" An ancient Hindustan Times piece recounts the letter he sent barely 3 days before his death. "If I were an American, I would have been out of here in 3 days," he wrote. From 1987 till Kaushik's death, the family lobbied with the authorities multiple times for the release of Ravindra Kaushik from Pakistani prison. Every time, an identical response was returned, stating that the case had been escalated to Pakistan. His family accused the Indian government of never attempting to free Kaushik. In one of these letters, his mother, Elda Devi, criticized the authorities, saying, "When he was dying, he wasn't even given medications." In contrast, the intelligence he gave would have saved the lives of at least 20,000 troops for his country. His family used to get just 500 rupees from the government each month, which was subsequently increased to 2,000 rupees. That assistance was also halted following the death of Kaushik's mother, Amla Devi, in 2006. Kaushik's younger brother is the only one in India who appreciates his memories. "He will always be significant to me," Rajaswar remarked, "but he was simply another agent for the country. We're not looking for money. What we seek from the government is an acknowledgement of the efforts of agents, since they are the true cornerstone of the security system," Kaushik's brother R.N. Kaushik stated. "If the government can honor those in uniform, why should it hesitate to honor covert operatives?" he questioned, pushing for a national policy that recognizes the work of intelligence agents. Few governments will be able to accept such an appeal. Secret agents, the faceless members of the security establishment, are rarely recognized in public by governments. Furthermore, it is normal practice to disavow spies apprehended in a foreign nation. Government recognition is different, yet Ravindra Kaushik's name has been inscribed in gold letters throughout Indian history. Without the Black Tiger, no list of great spies would be complete. So what do you think of India's greatest spy and the betrayal from Masih? Do you think the Indian government could have done more? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like and subscribe as more exciting videos are on the way.